Title: The Heart of a Mother. Once upon a time in a bustling city in America, there lived a single mother named Sarah. She had twin daughters, Lily and Rose, who brought immense joy to her life. However, life had not been easy for Sarah. She worked multiple jobs to make ends meet, struggling to provide for her children. Despite the challenges, Sarah's love for her daughters never wavered. One evening, after a long and exhausting day, Sarah decided to treat her daughters to a meal at a local restaurant. They had always dreamed of eating out, but their finances often held them back. With just enough money for a single plate of food, Sarah felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. As they entered the restaurant, the aroma of delicious food enveloped them. The dining area was filled with laughter and warmth, a stark contrast to their modest home. Sarah found a small table at the back and sat down with her daughters, their eyes wide with wonder. "Mom, can we order here?" Lily asked, her excitement palpable. Sarah smiled gently, explaining their situation. "We can share one plate, but it's a special treat." The waiter approached, a young man named Jake, who noticed the girls' eager smiles and their mother's weary eyes. "What would you like?" he asked, his tone friendly. Sarah glanced at the menu and, with a heavy heart, ordered a delicious pasta dish, hoping it would fill all their stomachs. As they waited, the girls chatted animatedly about their favorite games and school stories. Sarah couldn't help but feel a swell of pride as she listened to their laughter. When the food arrived, it looked and smelled divine. Sarah divided the portion carefully between her daughters, watching as they savored every bite. Despite her own hunger, she felt a satisfaction that filled her heart more than any meal could. But just as they were enjoying their food, a wealthy couple at an adjacent table overheard their conversation. The woman, noticing the small plate and the girls' excitement, felt a tug at her heartstrings. Turning to her husband, she proposed a kind gesture. Without hesitation, the couple called Jake over and requested to pay for a full meal for Sarah and her daughters. Jake approached their table with a warm smile, sharing the good news. Sarah was taken aback. Tears brimmed in her eyes as she realized the kindness of strangers. As their meals arrived, the twins beamed, not just with happiness over the food but in the glow of compassion surrounding them. They enjoyed their feast, sharing stories and laughter, making memories that would last a lifetime. That night, Sarah returned home feeling both grateful and inspired. The kindness they received became a powerful lesson for the young girls about generosity, community, and the importance of helping others in need. As the weeks passed, Sarah made it her mission to give back. Together with her daughters, they started volunteering at local shelters, helping those less fortunate, just as they had once been helped. The experience not only strengthened their bond as a family but also instilled values of compassion, empathy, and gratitude in Lily and Rose. Thus, their little act of kindness spiraled into a movement of goodwill, weaving a thread of community support in their neighborhood. Sarah realized that no matter how hard life became, the heart of a mother, fueled by love, has the power to create ripples of change. In time, the mother and her daughters became known in their community for their unwavering spirit and kindness, proving that love and compassion can indeed conquer all obstacles. Their story, born from a single plate of food, became an enduring legacy, showcasing the strength of family and community in the heart of America. And so, their journey continued, with new chapters unfolding filled with love, laughter, and a shared vision for a better world. Title: The Heart of a Mother. In a vibrant city in America, Sarah lived with her twin daughters, Lily and Rose. Life had always been a struggle for Sarah, a single mother who worked tirelessly at two jobs to ensure her daughters had a roof over their heads and food on the table. The girls were her shining stars, their laughter filling their modest apartment with warmth. Despite their financial difficulties, Sarah instilled a sense of resilience and hope in her daughters. She often told them stories of strength and kindness, teaching them to value relationships and to give back whenever they could. One chilly Friday evening, after an exhausting week of juggling work and home life, Sarah felt the weight of fatigue pressing down on her. She noticed the girls gazing longingly at a nearby restaurant, their eyes sparkling with curiosity and desire. The restaurant's bright lights and warm ambience promised a magical experience. "Mom, can we go there someday?" Lily asked, her eyes wide with hope. Sarah smiled, though a pang of sadness rose within her. "Maybe someday, sweetheart. For now, let's make do with what we have." Determined to treat her daughters despite their circumstances, she recalled the few coins she'd saved. She decided that they would go out for a meal, a small gift of joy in their otherwise challenging life. As they entered the restaurant, Sarah's heart raced with excitement and anxiety. The restaurant was bustling with life, the couples sharing romantic dinners, families enjoying their meals together, laughter surrounding them like a warm embrace. "Wow, look at all the food. It smells amazing," Rose squealed, pulling Sarah closer toward the smells of grilled chicken and freshly baked bread. Sarah felt a mix of pride and guilt at that moment. The waitress approached, and Sarah, summoning her courage, placed an order for a single plate of pasta, explaining to the girls that they would share it. "What if we order garlic bread too?" Lily suggested, her eyes glowing with enthusiasm. "We'll save that for next time, hun," Sarah replied gently. As they waited for their food, Sarah watched her daughters, their excitement washing away her worries. They chatted animatedly, sharing stories about their day at school, their hopes, and dreams. It reminded her of how precious these moments were, despite their struggles. Suddenly, a couple at an adjacent table overheard their conversation. The woman, with an empathetic smile, leaned in closer to her husband. "Look at how happy they are. They deserve to enjoy a meal just like everyone else." After a brief discussion, the couple called the waiter, Jake, over with a request to cover Sarah and her daughter's meal completely. Jake approached Sarah's table, his eyes sparkling as he delivered the good news. "Excuse me, Mom, a couple at that table has generously paid for your meal. Enjoy." Sarah was taken aback, her heart swelling with gratitude. Tears brimmed in her eyes as she turned to the girls. "You see, kindness exists all around us." As the meals arrived, Lily and Rose's faces lit up with excitement. They dug into the delicious pasta and bread, savoring every bite. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and chatter, but what resonated most with Sarah was the kindness they had received. That night, returning home, Sarah spoke with the girls about the experience. "Do you understand what happened today?" she asked, looking into their curious eyes. "People can be incredibly kind, and it's essential to share our own kindness." In the following days, inspired by the gesture of the strangers, they brainstormed ways to give back. They decided to volunteer at a local food bank, helping families facing similar struggles. The experience at the restaurant became a turning point in their lives. Volunteering at the food bank opened the girls' eyes to the realities of others facing difficulties. They met families dealing with hardships, just like theirs, and listened to their stories. Sarah, alongside Lillian Rouse, quickly became known for their infectious smiles and selfless attitudes. Their journey inspired others in the community to join their efforts, creating a network of support for those in need. With every meal they helped serve, they forged connections and friendships, understanding that kindness creates a ripple effect. Each small act resonated throughout the community, fostering a spirit of unity and love. As weeks turned into months, Sarah and her daughters became a beacon of help in their neighborhood. They hosted community events, where food was shared, stories were exchanged, and laughter filled the air. Everyone was learning from one another, proving that they were all stronger together. Every Saturday, they would gather volunteers to distribute food and provide companionship to those in need. Sarah's heart sang as she saw her daughters growing into compassionate, loving individuals. They had transformed their hardship into a mission, understanding the value of community and generosity. Years later, Sarah looked back on that fateful night at the restaurant. It was more than just a meal, it was the beginning of a legacy born from love, resilience, and the power of community. Lillian Rose grew up with a profound understanding of empathy and service, often reflecting on how they turned their struggle into strength. They began organizing larger events, advocating for those who went unheard, and striving to combat poverty in their community. The spirit of love that began with a single plate of food grew into a movement, inspiring not just the local community but reaching beyond to touch lives across the city. As Sarah sat beside her daughters one evening, watching them laugh and plan their next community outreach, she felt a surge of pride. She had shown them that, even in the face of adversity, love and kindness could create a powerful force for change. The story of their journey became a testimony to the strength of a mother's love and the immeasurable impact of compassion. Life continued in a beautiful rhythm, woven with gatherings, shared meals, and the warmth of community. Sarah's heart swelled as she realized that their struggle had forged not just a family, but a community transformed by kindness, one where neighbors became friends and help was always at hand. In her daughters, Sarah saw hope for the future. They were passionate about making a difference. Each day, they inspired others to join in their mission, reminding them that small acts of kindness could create waves of change, no matter how big or small. And so, the lasting legacy of Sarah and her twin daughters emerged as a narrative of resilience. Their story of love, generosity, and unity became etched in the hearts of many, a beautiful reminder that even in the darkest times, there's always light to be found when we come together. The end.